Before I do anything or cover anything, I just want to say this issue is not important at all. This is not a priority that Fortnite should immediately take over. Obviously not. I'm just making this video, a very, very weird video for me to make. But I'm making this video anyway just because I think it's a very interesting and funny thing to talk about, because like no one has talked about this issue. Like literally, I looked up online, no one talks about this issue. No one has ever mentioned it. But I noticed it, and I want to cover it, and it involves boots. Just to give background, so basically back in Chapter 4, the start of Chapter 4, Fortnite adds sound effects for all of their different types of shoes, which is a really cool thing. It makes the skins more immersive. It actually makes wearing skins different from other skins, which I really, really like. It makes the game way more immersive. And over the years, they've been really keeping up with it. Well, that's why I saw it, because, I guess I'm looking like, so this skin, the, Yumi skin, she's wearing high heel boots. You look at it, she's very clearly wearing high heels. Very, very clearly. You can look at it, it's right there. So you would think that the sound that they would make would be what you would expect. Well, this is what they sound like. As you can hear, this is actually the wrong sound effect. You may be asking, what is the normal sound effect? Well, I'm going to show you. This is what the high heel boots are supposed to sound like. As you can hear, it's quite different. And from what I have tested with certain skins, with all the different shoe sound effects, for specifically these types of shoes, I found two sounds that are consistent. The first one being these shoes, the high heel boots. They sound like this. And these are what the other types of shoes sound like. As you can hear, they're quite different and distinct. Now, from what I can tell through just hearing the different sounds, you may ask, what's the difference between the two sounds? Well, with these are high heels, while the other ones are boots. And basically, from what I can just kind of, presume is that if you can see skin on the shoes, I guess they count as high heels. Even though, like with these pair of shoes, realistically, they're gonna make same sounds as the boots. That's how Fortnite categorizes it. But this is the correct sound for this type of shoe. Even though, realistically, that's not true. But, in the game, that's what it is. So for most of the shoes, that's basically the case. If they're boots, they make one sound. If they're high heels, like this one, or any open-toed shoes, they make this sound. So it's pretty consistent. But over the last couple of years, that has changed. And actually, for me, this actually started with the Riverine skin from Chapter 5, Season 1. This is when I first noticed that it had a different sound. And before we even get into what it actually sounds like, these are very clearly high heel boots. You can see through the pants that these are boots. Very clearly. I don't need to, there's no, if, ands, or buts. These are very clearly high heel boots. But when I start walking around in them, you're going to hear that that's not actually the case. These are, in fact, the high heel sound effects that we heard just before, but these are very clearly boots. Now, this is not a big deal, because what does it matter? It's just this first example, it's not that big a deal. And I can kind of make it an excuse of why that may be the case, because this skin is actually glitched more than just a sound effect. Because if I was to actually shift, as you can see, if I walk around, you can actually see her skin peeking through her pants. That's because she has a clipping issue. And now this is based off of, I think, performance mode or graphics. Like my graphics, you can see it, but on other people's gameplay, you can't. And you may ask, why is there clipping issues on this skin specifically and no other skin? Well, it has to do with her pants. Like I said before, you can see her boots through her pants. And this is one of the few skins that actually have this feature. So we were to go here and do this. As you can see, you can actually see her skin through her pant legs. And what I'm presuming happened here is that maybe Fortnite quickly realized, oh crap, there's just nothing there, and they probably just added a leg model, hence why you can see her skin leg. And maybe when they did that, they probably rushed the skin now, and maybe they forgot to add the proper sound in. So that's an excuse I give for Fortnite Epic Games. They're like, okay, one mistake. But it turns out this isn't a one-off thing. So the first skin I want to showcase here is the skin, the Alexandra Sharp Bee skin. Hopefully I'm saying the name right, but this skin came out in Chapter 6, Season 1, and she's very clearly wearing boots. Very, very clearly wearing high heel boots. But if you were to listen, that is not the correct sound. This is the default walking sound that Fortnite had since the very beginning of the game. They did not add the high heel boot walking sound to this. It is the default sound. For some reason, this skin, which is very clearly wearing high heel boots, does not have the sound effect. And this is not a one-off thing either. Next up, the Cassie Quinn skin, Chapter 6, Season 2. Again, this is even a more obvious case that these are high heel boots. You can argue the first one, the heel, it's not the right one, it's not going to be the right sound, but this is very clearly, default, the prime example of what it should sound like. But again, if I were to walk here, it, again, is not the correct sound. And again, it's the same case again, but I have one more example here, and this last example is actually really funny. The last example I'm showing here is Yule Jacket. This is a reskin of Yellow Jacket, a skin that I showed earlier in this video that has the correct sound. I'm going to showcase the reskin of this that came out in Chapter 6, Season 1 for, the Christmas season. And so, this reskin you would think would have the same sound effect, but, as you probably are going to guess, you can probably guess what's going to happen here. This reskin doesn't have the same sound effect as the original skin. For some reason, Fortnite was like, let's not add the sound effect to this reskin, but let's add it to the original has it, but not this one. It's so bizarre. You may be asking, is this something a me issue? It can't be the Fortnite side thing. No, it has to be my issue. It's something in my settings. Wrong. It's actually on their end. And I can prove that if we were to go to Marvel and select the Emma Frost skin. This skin, very clear again, it's wearing high heel boots. Now these aren't the traditional boots, but it's still the case. Now when the Marvel season came out, in Chapter 5, Season 4, when this skin came out, the Battle Pass of season, the boots, they had the default sound. And through an update, they actually changed the sound. As you can hear, it's normal sound. This is the right sound for these boots. And like I said, at the beginning of the season, that was not the case. She had the default sound. I had the skin before they changed it, and it was the default sound. There's no way for me to really show you, but that was the case. Now the skin has the sound effects. And may ask, why is it that they can change this skin, but not the other skins? And that's because this is a collab skin. Fortnite prioritizes collab skins more than original skins, meaning any collab skin that wears high heel boots will just by default have this sound, but the original skins will not. It seems like Fortnite is just lazy and not want to do that, but I do have an explanation of why that could be. Why are they just skipping out on the sound effects of the boots? And that's because of kicks. So all the examples I mentioned that had the default sound are all after the remix season where kicks were introduced. Now the Emma Frost skin is interesting because that was being made when remix was being made as well, with the kicks, because she didn't have the sound effect either, but they changed it because she was a collab skin. You may ask, that's the answer, that's why, but it turns out no, because only high heel boots are affected by this. There is no other skin or no other shoes where the sound effect is different. If I were to do, for example, Valeria, she's wearing, okay, I need to get rid of the kicks real quick, oh my god. She's wearing high heels. And I know you can't really see it because she's wearing pants, but if I were to go to her edit style here, she's wearing high heels. The sound effect that she is wearing, the sound effect, is normal sound, it's correct. Listen. This is correct. This skin came out in Chapter 5, Season 1, after Remix. You see what I'm getting at here? See how weird this is? So she's wearing high heels, yet the sound effect is correct for her, from day one. But for the other skins that came out after this skin, it's not. let's do another example. Outlaw Midas. Let's do a male skin this time, just to show you that's not just like not everything. Outlaw Midas came on Chapter 6, Season 2, the same one as the other skin I showcased. Now this sound effect is kind of similar to the High Heel one, but I don't know if it is exactly the same. I don't know. I don't have all the files for all the different sounds. But again, this is correct, because other male skins that wear, like, basically the shoe that Midas is wearing is like the equivalent of like the high heel, like the fancy shoes, I'm going to call it. Every other skin, like the original Midas skin, the other skins that have this type of shoe, they all have the same sound effect. It's the correct one. And that's the case for every single skin, whether it be even skins that don't have shoes on. Because even looking at older skins, like, over look at Rook. Where's Rook? Rook's right here. If I look at Rook, she has the correct sound effect, because she is an older skin. If I would go to Fable, another older skin, she has the correct sound effect. I don't need to show it off, because I know it's correct. If you can try it for yourself if you have the skin is correct. And also, another thing is Winter Sky. Another skin, the correct sound effects. These are all older skins before Remix, so these all have the correct sound effects. But skins that don't, like the Alexandra skin, for example, this came out like Chapter 6, Season 1, way after Remix, doesn't have the sound effect. So this is a very bizarre case. I don't know why this is the case. Even skins like Ariana Grande, since the collab skin, she just has sound effect. Basically, like I said, any collab skin, the Raven, she's wearing high-heel boots, sound effects, it's correct. But we go to original skins after Remix, they do not have it. It's such a weird case. And even something that's even more strange, I need to find it. It's a Chaos Director skin. This came out during Remix, the same season that had Kicks. She's wearing high heel boots. But what's so weird about this skin is that it actually has the correct sound effect. Yeah, for some reason, it's like I can't make up some like theory or like there's no way to actually answer this question of what they're doing. Like, what is Fortnite doing with this? Why is only one pair of shoes affected, but every other pair of like all the sounds are fine? Even then, it's very inconsistent, because this is an original skin. This is their own skin. Yeah, it has the sound effect, yet when I established that original skins don't have the sound effect anymore, but this one does for some reason. I don't know why. It is so bizarre. So this skin came out Chapter 6, Season 4, very clear wearing high-heel boots. I guarantee you if I were to buy this skin, the sound effect will be the default sound effect. I guarantee you that. Because I just know that it is. Like, I don't need to buy the skin in order to know, because I just know it's going to be the default sound effect, because it doesn't matter, because it's an original skin, and by the new rules that Fortnite is setting up now, the very inconsistent rules, I know it's going to be the default sound effect. Now, the reason I'm even covering this is because if we were to go to, like, Kicks, because right now, they're only just regular shoes. It is actually stated that they're going to be releasing high heels eventually at some point, and I'm presuming that they're also going to release the boots as well, high heel boots. Now, what if instead of just spending $1,000 on regular shoes, you're going to spend 1,000 V-Bucks, maybe even more than that. I think it's like 2,000 V-Bucks on high heel boots. Imagine spending 2,000 V-Bucks on high heel boots and they don't make the sound. Or even the high heels themselves, well, if they just don't make the sound. Because I'm presuming if you were to buy the shoes, like just the shoes themselves, you're expecting them to make the sound. That's what you're expecting. That's what I would assume if I were to buy them. But if they don't, then that's going to be a problem, because like I said, no one has talked about this issue. There's only one post. Out of all social media things I've looked at, there's only one post on Reddit of someone actually talking about this. And they're not even really talking about it, it's just like another thing, but they're mentioning the sound effects of the shoes. And there's only one post that I found about that. Nowhere else. It is really crazy that no one talks about this, mainly because it's not really a big issue. I want to reiterate this. This is not a big issue at all. No one cares about this. This is not a priority that Fortnite should really cover. The only reason why I'm even talking about this is mainly because I just think that's very funny and very like inconsistent how each skin has different sound effects, even though they're all wearing like the same type of shoes. Like it's such, but only the high heel boots. Like I said, no other shoe is affected by this except for the high heel boot. Someone at Epic Games must really hate the sound of the high heel boot. Even for the high heels, they're the same sound. It's consistent. But it's just Fortnite really just hates the high heel boot sound. I don't know why, they just do. But maybe this video will actually get them to fix it. I doubt it. I don't know if this video is going to go anywhere, if it's going to get views, I don't know. This is a very weird video for me to upload, I know. I just wanted to cover it just because I think no one else really has, so I'm going to end it there. If you guys enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to go now, so goodbye everyone.